brilliantly useful sessions.
I recommend the training. I think it's critical. The Let's Go model provides a great lens with which to have meaningful conversations about team performance.
Rich is a brilliant trainer and facilitator, but it was also nice to hear from other practitioners.
And it's a toolkit that I think anybody can pick up and run with and benefit from some facilitating training with you, and also a little bit of coaching to explore actually the areas where they may not be entirely confident.
And I found that using the team check leads to conversations that you wouldn't have any other way.
When we used the team check with the executive team, it immediately and very cleanly surfaced an issue that they had some understanding of, but hadn't appreciated so directly. And you'd got some very unequivocal empirical data that spoke to it. It certainly helped me with some slightly challenging teams as well. You've got something that can anchor a session that's data that allows discussion to be a little less personal.
It enabled me to step back a bit and not get involved into too much of the detail and to ask the right kind of questions. And I have to say your training manual was really positive and really helpful, because I had it beside me and I was like going through it and looking at the different bits that the conversations were going towards. It drove them to thinking about the areas they needed to focus on.
It was really interesting for them to see it, because they were quite surprised and they actually had really adult conversations about it. The people that I thought might be very defensive weren't at all. The outcome of the day was way beyond my expectations.
The cards helped me a lot to be focused in what is the most important thing. Independently of the company, independently of the economic sector I'm working with, the people feel more comfortable. They say, okay, that's good, or wow, I never think about it, or I think that question too.
For me, as you know, it's the kind of the bedrock of the programs that we run. Very, very quickly, people see the impact that the conversations have, that all comes about from the questions on the cards. It creates curiosity. How can this help me either step into an opportunity we've got coming, or solve out a problem that we know?
Richard always talks about having the right conversations and to get these on the table, literally. And I think that's exactly what the collaboration cards do. They ask the questions that get you from point A to point B.
It's an audience of about 100 people. Exactly what they need is to sort of take collaboration away from being this like buzzword that is painted on walls and actually turn it into something that's a practice that people can do. You can almost audibly hear it in the room. Everyone go, yes. There seemed to be one cluster of quite senior leaders who sat together who were like, came up to me at the end, were asking loads of stuff about it and kind of going, this is perfect, thank you. It really landed well.
It was a great addition to my toolbox in the sense of, I have been doing this for a while, but I had been looking for something that is a bit more specifically focused on teams, only to realize that it's not specifically focused on teams, that you can use it in a much wider context. So that's an added bonus for me. It's the right kind of time invest.
The part of the website dedicated to this has so many materials, but also recordings of Rich interviewing people about a particular team check or session they've run, a tough one or their first one. So that gave me a lot of confidence.
But there is also the opportunity for practice, rehearsal, feedback.
It was a really well-prepared training, which I benefited from immensely. So I can highly recommend it.